Assalamualaikum. Hai, nama saya Nabila Munazah. Saya berumur 23 tahun dan saya adalah seorang juru gambar produk dan makanan. So in January 2022, saya ikut serta dalam program incubation untuk Discovery UBD. Dalam program itu biasanya kami run business lah. Awal-awal saya buat business hijab, cubakan buat design-design sendirilah. Tapi it never launched. So there's this one day ada speakers datang ke UBD. Okay, diorang bagi kami talk lah macam mana kan run business kami. Masa ujung-ujung the talk ada, diorang tanyalah, okay, sini ada food photographer kan? Kami mencari food photographer masa ni. Dan kawanku yang ngam sama diorang tunjuk arah ke, ni Munas pandai ni fotografi. And yes, memang pernah buat fotografi, tapi awal-awal buat portrait fotografi, tapi batas sudah kira tinggalkan lah. Tapi okay, macam mana saja, cuba saja. At the end of the day, saya jadikan business lah. Alright, cuba. And then surprisingly, even masa first day saya buka business, ada sudah klien. Dorang text me, dorang arah Instagram, dorang ada message, "Hi, you do food photography? Okay, kami mau hire you." And that time, baru 3 gambar aku post dalam Instagram itu. And I think like that's where aku start dalam that food photography business. Just cuba saja, post saja, and you can get clients. Langkah pertama yang saya selalu start with is, kalau projek saya sendiri, biasanya saya start dengan melihat inspirasi ataupun melihat subjek. Apa yang subjek yang saya gambar. Kalau subjek yang saya gambar, sebagai contoh, tat, okay. Then saya akan start dengan background, apa backgroundnya. And then I look at lighting, macam mana I can light the tat atau. But then if it's client punya project, it's usually dependent kepada dorang punya branding guidelines. So branding guidelines dorang kadang-kadang, okay, dorang punya branding guidelines ada yang more casual, ada yang more elegant. So background, lighting, tertakluk kepada dorang punya branding guidelines. So, for photographer, all of us ada keunikan sendiri. So, for me, keunikannya is I like to change my background. Saya suka eksperimen dengan prop. Saya suka bermain dengan warna. So, lain-lain warna ada lain-lain emosi. Jadinya, kalau things like billboard, you have to tarik lagi orang punya attention itu. So, I like to use colours like merah, yellow, all of this yang boleh tangkap your attention immediately when you see it. Saya juga pentingkan untuk susunan, texture background, prop yang dipakai, semua berkenaan dengan makanan yang digambar. So, sebagai contoh, kalau saya mengambil gambar mooncake, so saya akan memakai dekorasi yang more oriental dan seterusnya. Indah pula semestinya ada studio, tapi yang penting kalau ada kamera, sama ada kamera telefon ataupun kamera DSLR, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, how you utilize your equipment itu yang lebih penting. So, macam mana akan menyusun prop, apa prop dipakai, apa backgroundnya, apa lightingnya. All those is more important because yang bagi your gambar tu ada life sikit, ada emosi sikit. for me, I started out dengan the point and shoot camera, and you go from there, gambar sikit-sikit, oh lawa, okay, and then you get money from there, okay, balik DSLR, and then dari sana macam you sikit-sikit saja upgrade your equipment, tapi Ida penting untuk ada equipment, all of the equipment dari awal. And then I minjam my friend punya lighting lah, tapi itu pun at that time masa mula-mula start lah, the lighting Ida cukup macam okay, tapi I just go through with it. And then after my first ever commission by a restaurant, okay, upgrade lagi, okay, beli lighting baru, macam okay, and then now okay, lawas sudah boleh lighting. Blog sama website sebenarnya Ida penting benar, tapi akan menolong. Jadinya kalau sudah ada banyak gambar, tapi kadang-kadang it's hard to find all of your gambar. So website boleh tempat you compile semua gambar itu dalam satu, so orang senang mencari, orang senang melihat. Tapi Ida penting lah sebenarnya. Kalau kan mendapatkan klien, yang penting you network sama orang. Proses mengambil gambar sebenarnya Ida batah benar. Kadang-kadang sehari, kadang-kadang 2 hari, tapi dependent on project juga. Kadang-kadang kalau ada ambil project yang besar, saya mengambil gambar 20 kacamata dalam sekali gas, memang akan mengambil beberapa hari. Tapi kalau saya hanya mengambil gambar satu makanan, kadang-kadang macam sejam, 2 jam boleh siap. I always try to make sure that gambar itu looks very clean, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Usually klien ada pulang mengantar ke rumah, tapi biasanya ada juga yang diorang ada buat special backdrop yang ada laminating with diorang punya own. Tapi kadang-kadang ada yang Terbitan ambil, ada yang mengantar saja ke rumah, especially yang hampir-hampir diorang hantar saja. Macam di mana kita tinggal, macam aku hantar sejarah kita. For me, yang paling batah biasanya post-production, editing. Because kalau saya mengambil gambar, dalam banyak-banyak itu you have to filter macam mana satu you can bagi klien, mana satu is for your portfolio, mana satu yang just off cut. So I think for me, banyak juga lah yang I have to edit out. Because kadang-kadang for me, I don't want to be looking into the detail benar-benar. I look at the bigger picture. Macam what I see in the camera, okay, ni angle-nya macam ni, lighting-nya macam ni, this is what I want to take. Then I take photo, and then once I put it dalam komputer, and then sudah melihat screen besar, macam ada nasi sini, okay, I have to edit that. Sometimes ada yang masanya, kalau gambar arah kadai, for example, macam okay, gambar sudah balik ke rumah, wow, lighting arah kadai ni kuning berhabis. Okay, so I have to usai that lighting so that it makes sure that makanannya tu looks like how you would see it juga. I don't consider myself perfectionist, tapi I go by the words done is better than perfect. Because again, as I cakap tadi, okay, kadang-kadang ada spek nasi lah, ada apalah, macam okay, if I lihat benar-benar macam lihat every single detail nasi itu cuma ayam ini facing sebelah mana, I don't think I will get my photography done. Macam, because usually kalau untuk barang klien selalu ada time limit. So dalam time limit ni kadang-kadang, aku mau dalam seminggu siap, aku mau 2 minggu siap. Macam ada yang very jarang actually that you dapat klien yang asal siap. Okay, tak pernah. Selalu ada time limit, of course lah, because they are a business, they want to put out something.
My name is Clover Lim, and I'm 22 years old, currently in UBD studying business administration. We were in the same chemistry class during A-levels. I didn't know anyone personally at that time. We only got close like a year later, and it was because that we were sharing lunches at that time. Right now, we're not in the same course. I take business, as I mentioned, and Munaza's in creatives. But sometimes I do wish I was in creatives as well. I think as a friend, I'm very grateful for is that whenever we do meet up to hang out, we still act the way as we always do, even if we're very busy and haven't seen each other for a long time. I think one of her best traits is that she's very straightforward and pays attention to the details. We can always count on her to have honest opinions or to catch anything that we didn't think of. I don't really have a set role. I try to help her whenever I can. She sometimes calls me whenever she needs help and I just go. Usually I just help with like general logistics, like moving things around. Can be props, the product itself, or even equipment when we're moving locations. I also had experience with the clapperboard, I think. Yeah, the clapperboard, whenever we did a film before. And I also try to give suggestions with angles and shots and placements if I have an idea. Yeah. It goes to show that the creative industry is actually much more intricate than we think. It's very inspiring for creatives to be paving a path to the top in this difficult industry. In terms of Munaza's way of doing things, the magic is in the editing. So that's what makes it special, because she's trying to make sure that the lighting's correct and all that. Photographers do that as well, but I think the way that Munaza does it with whenever she's interacting with people it's a nice experience, I feel like.
My entire family, I think my sister yang paling supportive. Maybe also because my sister is in the same creative industry like I am. Usually kalau my sister, kalau I have habis dah idea, okay, macam mana ni kan lagi kita buat. Okay, aku agak my sister, Kak, macam mana ni, I need konsep untuk this subject. And then dia tolong, macam okay, macam mana kali bisai, Syata kali bisai, or dia bagi nasihat, macam mana lagi kan aku buat macam mana, ataupun dia bagi reference, Syata. Usually my sister yang paling supportive out of everyone. Kalau my parents, dorang go with the flow. Okay. Dorang in the jua cakap, dah boleh buat fotografi ni. Tapi dorang in the jua benar-benar buat je fotografi. Okay, in the lah jua cakap. Untuk UBD Spectrum, my project is actually buat food photography. So I have 4 gambar, satu appetizer, satu main course, satu drinks, and then 1 desserts. So my approach was, okay, I do food photography instead of product photography, because for food, orang selalu melihat macam, nyaman je, okay, aku mau. And also, for me, small quest is untuk I pamerkan all of my food photography skill to businesses, because during UBD Spectrum, memang banyak businesses akan datang untuk melihat pameran itu. So, alhamdulillah, from UBD Spectrum, I did get a couple of offer macam tu from restaurants, and ada juga yang mau aku gambarkan dorang punya food macam on the spot, macam okay, boleh gambar, okay, lawan ni aku mencari orang untuk menggambar packaging kau ni. Usually adalah macam tu. Untuk amendments, like after ambil gambar, biasanya ada dua. So, untuk the first one, biasanya aku ambil gambar, edit, and then send ada client. So, the first amendment would be, okay, like after the client see the first edit itu, diorang lihat macam, okay, aku suka this one. Maybe colour lens ni macam menguning sikit. Okay, minta tukar. Okay, and then aku tukar, edit balik and then send to them. So, that is the first amendment sudah. And then during the second amendment, sekiranya macam ada lagi yang aku miss ataupun dorang baru realize something lagi, macam okay, aku boleh edit sekali lagi, tapi lepas satu sudah. Macam apa yang gambar after the second amendment, that is your final gambar. Tapi kalau ada lagi dorang kan minta, macam okay, that's different payment lah lagi. Okay. So AI program masa ni banyak pulang. In my case, usually aku pakai AI untuk masukkan sudu kah, masukkan prop. But AI ni, to me, dia boleh dipakai arah makanannya itself. Because let's say macam ada telur dalam makanan itu, and then pecah tajuk telurnya tu for some reason. And then you use AI to completely tukar the telur into something else. That is already macam dishonest practice. Cabaran as food photographer ni, selain daripada logistik mengambil makanan, menggambar, editing, for me yang paling hadas sebenarnya social media management. Because kalau kami can get more client, we have to be more active dalam social media. I don't want to lose my engagement dalam social media, especially Instagram. So I keep on posting. Tapi kadang-kadangnya I am in hiatus kah because I have other kerja ataupun ada university punya work. So I just post for the sake of engagement dan like indah hilang dalam algorithm. The thing I try to sampaikan the most is I want people to see my makanan ni and dorang cakap or dorang react, "Oi, yang manja soalnya. Bah, kasta makan." Like, "Bah, mana makan?" So, I want people to see my food and have the reaction that dorang mau makan itu juga. Because that means that, okay, makanan itu yang mantap soalnya tu that dorang mau makan juga. Menina tu je orang terselir. And I think that's the thing. Businesses also, when they hire me, of course dorang mau makanan itu yang mana soalnya, so that people mau order the same food kah ataupun dorang they just want to eat at that restaurant. So I think that's the most important reaction when I take photos. I want to work in a studio, or even if the studio is my own studio kah ataupun studio company lain. For me, I just want to expand so that my skill boleh expand juga, and I can also work with other photographers and maybe even have a team, like a proper team, so that everyone ada dorang punya roles and I can focus on making the shot better. So for people that mau start tapi tidak tahu di mana kan start, my advice is to go for it. Just try it out. If tidak tahu di mana kan start, there's always YouTube. Yeah, then you go from there. Sikit-sikit saja dulu belajar. We don't expect beginners especially to learn everything at once terus pandai. If you want to work commercially, of course, then you need to put in a lot more effort. But if it's just a hobby, then yeah, just do it. Just gambar saja. We're all just a shutter away from the next best creation. So yeah, why not? Just do it.